They thought sending Hulk away was the solution. But what returned wasn't Bruce Banner anymore. On Sakaar, he became a god, forged in fire and betrayal. The arena made him a weapon, but the planet made him a king. Earth called him back for help, but he didn't return to save. He returned with an army, and one name on his mind: revenge. The Avengers sat in silence. Tony Stark stood, palms pressed to the glowing table, staring at the hologram of Bruce Banner. Not Hulk, not the monster, just Bruce, smiling gently in a photo taken during one of the few peaceful moments he'd had. "Banner's not the problem," Natasha whispered, breaking the stillness. "It's Hulk." "No," Stark said. "Banner is the fuse. Hulk's the bomb." Across the table, Stephen Strange didn't blink. "You all saw what he did in Lagos. That building collapsed because Hulk lost control. 3 children died. This isn't about blame anymore. It's about survival." Steve Rogers leaned forward. "We contain threats. We don't exile friends." Tony slammed his fist on the table. "You don't understand. Banner's slipping. I ran diagnostics. He's not turning back as fast. His neural tension is rising. He's staying Hulk longer. One day, he's not going to come back at all. You want to wait until then." Thor said nothing, because even he, God of Thunder, had seen what the Hulk could become, a force that not even Mjolnir could reason with. So they voted, 6-1, and Banner never knew. He was called to a space test mission, an experimental ride aboard a Stark-modified Quinjet to study gamma radiation from deep orbit. He believed them. He strapped in. He smiled. And when the autopilot locked and the ship veered off course, the panic hit him too late. His hands clawed at the harness. His voice cracked. "Guys, what is this?" No one answered. A recorded message played instead, Tony's voice, trembling under false calm. "Bruce, if you're hearing this, then you already know. We didn't want this, but we can't risk Earth. We chose a peaceful planet, no inhabitants, no threats. You can finally rest. No more Hulk. No more fear. I'm sorry." The last thing Banner saw before blacking out was Earth shrinking in the distance. The ship spiraled out of control through a wormhole it wasn't meant to enter. The destination was never the quiet garden world Stark had promised. It was Sakaar, a broken world spinning at the edge of a dying star, where the skies were torn with lightning, and the surface was ruled by monsters. The ship crashed in the outskirts of Sakaar's capital, a metallic graveyard of other vessels eaten by the planet's wormhole-infested gravity wells. Banner was dying. Hulk woke up, and Sakaar roared. They called him meat. They tried to drag him into chains. The first one who touched him lost an arm. The second was flung 50 meters into a jagged wall. And then they brought out the arena guards. Hundreds of them. Blades that could pierce dragon bone. Nets laced with sonic energy. Sonic guns. Acid gas. It didn't matter. Hulk stood in the center of the battlefield, breathing in rage like oxygen, eyes glowing brighter with each heartbeat. He tore through them like paper. The Grandmaster watched from above, sipping glowing blue liquid. "Now this," he whispered, "is something new." By the end of the first week, Hulk had killed 77 gladiators. By the end of the month, he wasn't in the arena anymore. He owned it. They built a throne for him from the bones of beasts he'd slain. They called him Green King. They painted his symbol on the gates. And every time a new challenger arrived, they whispered, "He cannot be beaten. He cannot be broken." But Sakaar wasn't Earth. They didn't fear Hulk. They worshipped him. He smiled for the first time in years. Not Bruce. Hulk. He began to speak, to reason, to lead. He didn't revert anymore. Banner was silent, gone maybe forever, and Hulk was finally home. But peace has a short memory. One night, a slave-turned-scribe brought him a black box, salvaged from Hulk's original ship, now partially repaired. It was Stark's message again, but the rest of the recording had been corrupted, or hidden, because this time it played longer. Tony's voice cracked. "We knew we had no right to do this, but we voted, 6-1. Rogers said no, but it didn't matter. I told myself you'd understand. You'd forgive us one day. But if you come back. The message cut off. The air in the room felt heavier. The arena guards standing outside heard the sound before they saw anything. The ground cracking, the throne shattering, the scream that split the air. Not of rage, of awakening. Hulk rose from the crater where his own fist had landed. They lied. The scribe trembled. What do you want to do? Hulk looked at the Sakaran sky. Go home. In the following weeks, Sakaran engineers and gladiator scientists, yes, the arena breeds strange geniuses, worked with Hulk to design a new vessel. Not for transport, for war. It was forged from melted starships, gamma-fused engines, and technology stolen from every wreck Sakaar had devoured. They called it the World Breaker. Hulk walked its corridors every day, speaking to no one, training harder, screaming louder, smashing gravity chambers until the floors begged for mercy. He spoke to a vision of Tony Stark every night, not with words, but with fists. He would punch the steel wall until his knuckles bled, then healed, then bled again, because the pain was real, and he needed to remember what Earth had done to him. When the World Breaker ship finally lifted off, the skies over Sakaar lit up like dying stars. The Green King left behind a throne, but not his fury. He didn't aim for New York. He didn't target cities. He didn't want civilians. He just wanted them. The ones who sent him away. The ones who voted. He wanted to stand in front of Tony Stark and ask one question. Did you ever think I wouldn't come back? The sky above Avengers Tower dimmed like a dying star. At first, it was dismissed as cloud cover. Then instruments across the globe, Wakanda, SHIELD outposts, even Xander satellites, began to panic. Not just one object entering Earth's orbit. A ship, larger than anything Stark or Fury had ever logged. The World Breaker, cylindrical, glowing green veins running across obsidian hull plating. Spinning gamma orbs encased in golden machinery hummed as the ship rotated above Manhattan, casting shadows that made the entire East Coast feel like dusk at noon. Tony Stark stared up from the rooftop. He didn't need a scanner. He didn't need a briefing. He already knew. He whispered one word. Hulk. Friday's voice buzzed softly in his suit. Sir, the energy readings exceed even the Surtur threshold. This ship is powered by... I know what it's powered by, Tony interrupted. Gamma. Pure. Refined. Alive. A portal opened mid-air, not magical, but gravitational, warping light around it like a black sun. From it, Hulk emerged. No jet, no platform, just Hulk, descending like a comet of vengeance. He landed in front of Avengers Tower. The ground rippled, not cracked, bent. Tony approached first, already suited up in the Mark 81, an experimental nano-hybrid designed for apocalypse-level diplomacy, though he never thought he'd use it on a friend. Banner, he said softly. If you're in there, I'm sorry. Hulk looked at him. No twitch, no flicker, no banner, only war. You voted, Hulk growled, voice like thunder choking on fire. Tony's suit twitched, nano-shields activating subconsciously. It wasn't meant to be punishment. You were a danger. You were a coward. Before Stark could speak, Hulk moved. Not leapt, not punched. Moved, so fast that even Friday couldn't track it. A green fist slammed into Tony's chest, shattering layers of armor, sending him flying through 2 buildings and into the Hudson River. Stark was breathing before he hit the water. Sir, Friday gasped, your sternum is fractured, reactor integrity dropping you. I noticed, he choked. Back at the tower, Thor appeared in a bolt of lightning, but Hulk was already mid-air, his fist meeting Mjolnir mid-swing. The shockwave cracked glass across 5 city blocks. Thunder screamed. Mjolnir skidded from Thor's hand. Hulk grabbed the god by the throat. You watched them send me away. Thor struggled, lightning crawling across his skin. I warned them. You said nothing. And then Hulk slammed Thor into the pavement, over and over, until the god of thunder lay unconscious in a crater filled with rain and guilt. By the time Captain Marvel arrived, half the Avengers compound was gone. She hovered in front of Hulk, eyes blazing with solar fury. "You're endangering civilians," she said. "This ends now." But Hulk just looked up at her, eyes glowing, jaw clenched, and jumped. They collided midair like stars smashing together. Carol Danvers didn't go easy. She couldn't afford to. She unleashed everything. Lightspeed punches, photon blasts, energy slams. Buildings melted around them. But Hulk took it all. He didn't dodge. He didn't block. He let her burn him. Then he grabbed her ankle mid-blast, spun in midair, and hurled her across the city like a rag doll on fire. She didn't get back up. Wanda Maximoff appeared next. She didn't say a word. Red energy surged from her palms like chaos given shape. She twisted space itself, warping Hulk's vision, reality bending in on itself. But Hulk had lived through worse. He ripped the ground apart beneath his own feet and threw it at her. Chunks of street turned into daggers of steel and concrete. One shard broke through her shield. The other knocked her out cold. The Avengers fell. One by one, Stark returned mid-fight, barely conscious, armor sizzling, dragging a portable gamma disruptor with him. "Please," he whispered, walking through fire and smoke. "Bruce, if any part of you is still in there." Hulk stood over him. He looked at the device, then at Tony, then crushed the disruptor under his heel. "I'm not Bruce," he said. And with one massive swing, he shattered the rest of the Iron Man suit like a toy. Tony Stark didn't move again. In the silence that followed, Hulk stood alone. No music, no crowd, no speech. Just wreckage, just smoke, just Earth, remembering what it had tried to forget. From the shadows, Nick Fury watched. Remote drone cam, deep buried facility. His eye narrowed. "This isn't a rogue incident anymore," he said into the mic. "This is a war." Across the planet, agencies lit up. Wakanda began mobilization. Reed Richards adjusted sensors. Mutants went quiet. But none of it mattered, because Hulk didn't stop there. He walked into Avengers Tower. Every wall, every file, every secret. And he found the archive. The hologram chamber flickered to life. Recordings of every vote, every private conversation. He saw it all. The moment Tony convinced Strange. The fear in Natasha's voice. Thor's silence. Vision's logic. Roger's defiance. Banner was right. They hadn't trusted him. They'd chosen fear over friendship. Hulk clenched his fists until blood pooled from his nails. Not just rage, resolve. This wasn't revenge anymore. This was judgment. He uploaded the files to every screen on Earth, to news stations, to satellites, to phones, to the people. The world watched the truth. Hulk hadn't gone rogue. He had been exiled, lied to, used. And now, he wasn't just a monster. He was a message. The Avengers hadn't just lost the fight. They'd lost the world's trust. And Hulk? He hadn't even begun. The world changed in 8 minutes. That's how long it took for Hulk's broadcast to reach every continent. Screens in Times Square lit up with Tony Stark's voice. "We voted. 6-1. Rogers said no. It didn't matter." Then Strange. "Bruce is slipping. It's only a matter of time before he becomes permanent." Then silence. Then the footage of Hulk waking up in the ship, panicking, alone, betrayed. The planet went quiet. In classrooms, teachers froze. In war rooms, generals blinked. In press rooms, world leaders stared, unsure whether to condemn or surrender. And in Wakanda, King T'Challa stood without speaking, his jaw clenched. "You didn't tell me," he finally said. Shuri's voice came from behind, quiet. "You weren't part of the vote, because the vote was secret, off record, done without the world knowledge." Now the world knew, and it knew the truth. The Avengers had exiled one of their own, and he had returned to God. In the ruins of Avengers Tower, Hulk stood still, not moving, not smashing, just breathing. Gamma waves pulsed around him. Energy seethed beneath his skin. Not wild, controlled. The years on Sakaar had changed him. He had learned discipline, strategy, power without chaos. But now Earth had given him a new weapon, public loyalty. A crowd formed on the outskirts of the battlefield. Civilians, not protesters, not soldiers. Followers. They didn't flee. They watched. Some held up signs. We were lied to. Banner deserved better. Hulk was a hero. One little boy stood at the front, holding a broken Iron Man toy. He dropped it in the dirt. Hulk saw it. He didn't smile. He didn't cry. He turned and walked away, not into hiding, into the world, because Hulk wasn't here to destroy cities. He was here to rewrite the balance of power. In Washington, the president met with generals. They debated orbital strikes, containment teams, even nuclear options. But it was already too late. Hulk wasn't staying still. Within 48 hours, he dismantled a satellite bunker in Siberia, one that had been secretly watching enhanced individuals for years. Within 72 hours, he leveled a private prison in the Gobi Desert where gamma-mutated test subjects had been held by a joint task force. No casualties, just liberation. The world was witnessing something new, a Hulk with purpose. Not rage, not revenge, precision. He moved from zone to zone like a scalpel, cutting through corrupt labs, secret weapons programs, unethical AI facilities, all buried under protection labels. The heroes who once fought beside him watched helplessly. Rogers, off-grid, listened to old radio chatter. He closed his eyes when he heard Hulk's voice over the airwaves. "I'm not here to break Earth," Hulk said. "I'm here to reveal it." Meanwhile, Tony recovered slowly inside a healing pod designed by Wakandan engineers. His ribs hadn't healed. Neither had his conscience. Rhodey visited him in silence. "I had a plan," Tony said quietly, "to protect Earth from the next threat." Rhodey replied, "The threat wasn't Hulk. It was us." In the Mystic Sanctum, Strange rebuilt shields around dimensional gates. He didn't speak much anymore. Not since Wanda disappeared after their battle. Her chaos magic had been overloaded by Hulk's raw gamma output. She was still missing, flickering through fractured timelines. And yet, Hulk hadn't touched her again. He could have. He didn't. Instead, he targeted the roots of Earth's superstructure. Files, labs, storage, the servers beneath Kamartaj, the vaults below Xavier School, the old shield ruins under the Atlantic. And what he found there changed everything. Because it wasn't just the vote. It was what they'd planned after. A theoretical contingency plan never activated, never acknowledged, but real. Codename, Project Sleeper. Designed to permanently disable Hulk's gamma core through a lethal neurological cascade. It would have killed Banner instantly. Stored under S.H.I.E.L.D. Black Archives. Co-signed by Stark. Proposed by Strange. Approved by Fury. They didn't just send him away. They built a kill switch in case he came back. Hulk didn't release the files to the public. He released them to every superhuman across Earth. Mutants, mystics, gods. The truth wasn't about him anymore. It was about the illusion that the Avengers were protectors. The world needed protectors, but it had been led by manipulators. Hulk didn't ask for power. He revealed those who had abused it, and Earth began to divide. Some still feared him. Some worshipped him, but none ignored him. In Latveria, Doom watched the chaos unfold and smiled. "He has become what they feared most," he said to his generals. "An idea, not just a beast." In the ruins of Xavier School, Logan found an old photo, Hulk and Banner, arms around a younger Steve, laughing. He stared at it for a long time, and then he began walking toward the storm, because someone had to talk to him, not fight. Talk. But not everyone believed in diplomacy. A council formed in secret, led by those untouched by Hulk's wrath. Black Bolt, Reed Richards, Chala, Strange, Fury. They called themselves the Quiet End. Not to stop Hulk, to erase him. And they had one thing Hulk didn't. Banner's DNA, hidden in blood samples, stored in black labs, coded into weapons of last resort. They believed they could use it to fragment his mind, split him from the inside. Banner versus Hulk, forced manually. It had never been done, because it was insane. But so was letting Hulk rule the world through fear and exposure. Strange warned them. If you trigger this and it fails, you won't just split his mind. You'll break it. And what comes out may not be Hulk or Banner. Reed stared through the glass. It's a risk we take, because this ends now. But Hulk was already coming. He didn't need spies. He could hear them, smell the fear, feel the shift in gamma patterns. He wasn't just stronger, he was awake. And he was ready, not to destroy the planet, but to finally speak one sentence that had been burning since the day he woke up on that ship alone. You were never trying to save me. The facility was buried 10 miles beneath the Alps. No windows, no names, no exits, just the cold hum of machines designed to kill a god. Inside, Reed Richards calibrated the Banner DNA disruptor, sweat forming on his forehead. "This is theoretical," he muttered. "We're not splitting atoms. We're splitting a soul." Black Bolt stood silent. One word from him could flatten the mountain. But today, his silence was more dangerous. Chala stood behind them, arms crossed. "If this fails, we face something worse than Hulk. We face something without name." The failsafe blinked green. They activated the beacon. Miles away, in the desert ruins of an abandoned shield site, Hulk stopped mid-stride. His vision blurred, his chest tightened. A pulse hit him like betrayal sharpened into light. He dropped to one knee. The air around him distorted. He wasn't alone. Inside his own mind, the walls shattered. Banner stood across from him. But this wasn't the old Banner. This one was angry. "You locked me away," Banner growled. "You chose silence." Hulk's voice echoed deeper. "You were weak. I was human. You let them lie to us. You let them send us away. I forgave them." "I didn't." The two figures circled each other in the wasteland of their shared mind. This wasn't a conversation. It was war. Banner struck first, memories lashing like blades. A childhood of fear. The first transformation. Betty's screams. Ross' betrayal. Every regret poured into a single moment of resistance. Hulk roared, not in pain, but defiance. "You were the mistake. I'm the truth." Outside, Hulk's body spasmed. Gamma energy exploded outward, turning the sky green for 50 miles. The Alps facility shook. Reed's eyes widened. "It's overloading. We split them, but they're fighting back." Black Bolt stepped forward, raising a hand to signal backup. But it was too late. The mountain erupted. From the rubble rose something neither Hulk nor Banner. It was taller, broader, eyes white, chest pulsing with gamma and memory and vengeance. Not divided, combined. The mind war hadn't torn them apart. It had merged them into something new. A Hulk who could think. A Banner who could rage. A being born not from science or accident, but betrayal. They called themselves one word: wrath. He looked at the ruined facility. He remembered every face. Then vanished. No sound, no light, just impact. Across the world, old heroes turned on their screens and saw one line burned into satellites. "You tried to fix me. Now watch me fix you." The world didn't recognize him at first. He was larger than Hulk, leaner than Banner, but not unstable, not broken. His presence cracked air, distorted satellites, made the ground hum even when he stood still. He was wrath, and he was calm. He walked into Wakanda without force. The border shields parted, not from surrender, but from respect. Shuri watched from the lab's upper level, scanning his vitals. "His gamma levels are steady," she said. "But his mind, it's both of them. Banner's logic, Hulk's instinct, perfect balance." Chala approached Wrath slowly. "You came here not to fight," he said. Wrath nodded. "I came to show you what you already know." He raised his hand, and light poured from his palm. Not destruction, memory. The sky above Wakanda projected the truth. Every secret council meeting, every contingency file, every false press release. Everything Earth had buried. The world watched. Mutants watched. Asgardians. Humans. The Kree. Even Doom, from his iron citadel, paused in silence. Wrath didn't scream. He let their lies speak louder than his fists ever could. And then he left. He walked into every corner of the planet the Avengers had hidden, exposing Black Labs, releasing prisoners of failed super soldier programs, freeing mutants caged by fear, disabling AI systems built to spy on heroes. He didn't burn cities, he burned systems. One by one, the world's power structures buckled. Nick Fury disappeared. Stephen Strange sealed his sanctum and never reopened it. Stark remained in recovery, silent. Only Steve Rogers stepped forward. He walked into the center of a cracked city, where Wrath stood alone and faced him. "You're not the monster they feared," Steve said. "I was," Wrath replied. "And now I'm the reminder." Steve held out his shield, not to fight, but to surrender. "I was the one who said no, but I didn't stop them." Wrath looked down at the shield, then past it, into Rogers' eyes. "You still believe in heroes? I believe in truth." Wrath touched the shield, and for a moment, the air was still. Then he spoke, voice deep, layered with Banner's reason and Hulk's pain. "Then don't build new Avengers. Build better people." He turned and walked into the ocean, not fleeing, not hiding, vanishing beneath the waves, carrying every memory, every scar, every lesson they ignored. And the world was left to decide who they had become without him. The screen cut to black, and for the first time in years, there was no Hulk, only the silence he left behind.